So there's this guy, and he walks up to this man, and he says, "Hey, have you got $50?" And the man says, "Fuck off!" FromHatPodcast@gmail.com.
You mean drinking isn't abiding by safety regulations?
Yeah, stop, think, do, guys. STD. That's the that's the safety policy at Hoyt's.
Of course.
STD.
Of course
guys.
it is.
Our safety policy at work is blame him.
I actually, when they introduced the STD policy, I actually made some pretty crackers of a joke when that happened, and didn't get much of a response from it. So I'm just going to repeat them now. I was like, "Hey guys, feel free to share this around with all of your coworkers. If anybody has any good ideas to add to the STD, try and post them on this page, and maybe we can make them go viral."
Dreadful.
It's terrible. I love it.
Yeah, they got 1 like in the group Facebook page.
Welcome to From a Hat, the show we draw a topic out of a hat, just like it says in the title. I'm Ben.
I'm Phoenix.
I'm Henry.
Henry's my cat. Henry's a good boy. All the other pets are noisy and are locked away.
Yeah.
Anyway, do you want to draw out of the hat?
Absolute yes.
Absolute yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, one just flew out at me, so I guess...
It's destiny.
How would you use a Terminator?
Okay. Terminator theme?
And then just that.
Yeah.
No, not the rest of the thing.
Just the dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
an increasingly, loud,
Yeah, right.
just crescendo in
Yeah, I can
that.
manage that. Cool.
Terminator's pretty good, hey?
Yeah, I wouldn't go that far.
The first two are pretty good, hey? The James Cameron ones are pretty good, hey?
I suppose.
You suppose? Number 2 is awesome.
Number 2 is a great film. It's a terrible sequel.
Yeah, but it's a great film.
Yeah.
That's all it needs to be. And number 1's rad.
I'll admit the first 2 Terminators are good, and then every subsequent Terminator has gotten worse.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Terminator 3 was pretty bad.
Is Terminator 3 the one with the female Terminator who comes back in time as well?
Yes.
Yeah. I'll admit that's terrible, but Genesis is fucking awful.
Oh, Genesis was real bad.
Sorry, not Genesis. Genesis.
You know, Genesis is Skynet, or whatever that whole thing was.
Something along those lines. Matt Smith.
Yeah.
That's all I remember.
So that happened.
I remember
really.
it being very distracting in the theatre. Because that part of it wasn't revealed to me ahead of time, but the rest of it was.
Yeah.
I remember, because I went to see it in theatres because I'm an idiot.
Mm-hmm. I did too.
I went with Jesse. And I remember sitting in the theatre, it was just us. And the camera rolls past, and even he, who doesn't like Doctor Who, and I was a big fan at the time, turned to me and goes, "Is that Doctor Who?" And I was like, "Yeah, that's Doctor Who. What the fuck?"
And then he saved the day, right?
Yeah. He turned John Connor into a Terminator.
Yeah.
Not John Connor. Was it John Connor? I don't remember.
Yeah, I think John
Kyle
Connor-
Reese is his dad, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay. Well, anyway, so we have a Terminator, though.
Yeah.
What would you do?
With the Terminator.
Yeah. Because I think they're not really good for anything other than conquest.
You think?
Well, what other uses do they have?
Well, they're robots, right? They're like an artificial
either
intelligence.
bodyguards or warriors.
Mm-hmm.
Like Terminators themselves, not Skynet. Skynet has multiple uses. Terminators themselves are literally killbots.
Which Terminator are we getting?
I don't
Because
know.
that changes things.
Which one do you want?
Well, if I have a T-1000...
That's the liquid?
That's the liquid one.
You can have any Terminator you want.
Okay, cool. So we've got a T-1000, right?
Yeah, right.
He's a liquidy boy.
Yep.
He liquids around the place. I'd be like, "Hey, liquid Terminator, can you... I'm in a locked room and can't get out. I've locked myself... Hey, liquid Terminator, I've left my keys inside and
So you
locked
just
myself
use...
out. Go under those cracks and get me my keys,
How's he going to
please."
bring your keys back out to you?
Well, because it's only locked from the outside. Just picks him up, opens the door, hands me the keys.
Rookie mistake, Ben. Rookie mistake.
Of course.
Forgot how doors work.
Yes. All
So you
doors can work from one side, usually.
So you're just gonna use the most powerful Terminator in existence as a key, as like a I fucked up machine.
I mean, I often mess up. I'd need that machine.
You need a dude, a fully grown dude, to go back and fix your mistakes.
I need a liquid dude. A normal dude can't slip under the cracks.
God damn.
I could pull epic pranks, bro. Dab.
Dabbing hasn't been relevant for a year.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm doing it.
Oh, I hate you.
Bringing it back. Just picture it. I'm there. I've got a moderately successful YouTube channel. Then all of a sudden, there's a video where it's like, epic prank. Man gets terminated, and then he walks down a hallway, and then his foot just gets caught in some liquid metal, and then boom. It's like, oh, geez, my foot, and then it comes up, and then somehow he loses his leg, and then I come out and I'm like, pranked you good, bro.
I'm surprised you didn't just make the Liquid Terminator take your form and go do work for you.
No, because then I couldn't. It wouldn't count if I didn't beat my records myself at work.
Ah, okay.
You know, if I
But
got
you can make him go
Terminator
get another job for you.
That's true. That's not a bad idea.
Mm.
But he's a Terminator. He doesn't have to transform into me to do another job. He can just go out there, get a job.
Ah, but he doesn't have any identification. You do. Or do you?
I do. But the thing about that, Ben, is that, in the movies, right?
Yeah.
All he does is change how he looks, and they're like, oh yeah, you're a this, you know?
Oh, he takes a... Oh, yeah, fair point.
Everyone just believes you're one thing when
He doesn't
in your
really...
uniform.
When he's in the police uniform, he doesn't really do any police work that will require them to question him.
Also,
he just kind of walks around.
He's a handy-dandy tool man.
He is a handy-dandy tool.
He can shift his arms into a crowbar. If I need to pry something, I can use him.
How often do you need to pry something?
Well, I'll find things to pry if I've got a T1000.
I have a crowbar. I rarely find things to pry.
Yeah, but that's just a crowbar. You have to pry it yourself. I got a handy-dandy tool man.
You got Tim Allen?
Absolutely.
Home Improvement.
That's exactly what I've got.
You've got Tim Allen from Home Improvement.
In fact, that's what I'd want my T1000 to look like at all times.
Tim Allen from Home Improvement.
Yes.
Specifically Home Improvement or Santa Claus?
Specifically a Home Improvement.
Alright, cool.
Except Christmas. Where he's Santa Claus.
Of course. The Santa Claus.
Yeah.
What about the Santa Claus 3? The
Jack Frost is there.
Is it Escape Claus?
Oh, it probably is, isn't it?
I think Santa Claus 1 is just the Santa Claus, and then the Santa Claus 2 is the Santa Claus, the Mrs. Claus.
Oh no.
And then the Santa Claus 3 is the Santa Claus, the Escape Claus.
Mrs. Claus. I totally forgot what Santa Claus 2 was about.
It's probably a good thing. It's sad that I've got those in my brain.
The only part of Santa Claus 2 I remember is that his son is in high school, and his son is like, everyone's like, oh, my dad's a plumber, my dad's this. What can I say? My dad's Santa Claus? That's not a job. That's what all kids think their parents are.
I never understood that in Christmas movies where Santa is proven to be existing.
Right?
Like, does that mean that the parents don't realize? Like, I don't get it.
I think Elf has it, right?
Mm.
Elf has it that where when you start to grow up, you stop believing, and Santa Claus delivers the presents, but there's some kind of Christmas magic where where they believe they've done it.
Well, anyway, that's what I'd use my Terminator for.
As Santa Claus?
Yes.
Okay.
I'd obviously have to steal things. Mm-hmm. Although, liquid metal, get many of them, build things.
Yes.
I could run a Santa Claus ring. I might charge, though, because I want to make a profit.
As liquid metal, can he split off into two liquid metals?
There's no evidence he can't.
Because if he can, like you split a person 4 ways, that's 4 elves.
No! I'll go with the Genesis Terminator.
Okay.
The nanobot one.
Yeah.
Then I can have as many as I want.
That's true.
I'll just convert people.
But you've also gone with the lamest movie.
Yeah.
Small price to pay for some nanobots.
Worth it. Nanobots. I've made a Santa Claus. I've made the world a better place. Whereas you've just got a fucking multi-tool with a
Who
conscience.
looks like Tim Allen?
Yeah. The worst kind of multi-tool.
I don't know. Home Improvement. It existed. It
Yeah.
was an awful video game.
What else would we use them for?
Okay, well,
What else is there you can use
let's say
them
we're using them for conquest.
for? Okay.
No one can bring it back to you, right?
Depends. Like, if the Terminator's following your orders and they're as stupid as they are in some of the other films, then they will just walk around being like, someone will be about to be destroyed and be like, why are you doing this? And they go, it is my orders. I was ordered by Phoenix.
You're going with a very dumb Terminator.
They're all pretty dumb.
Terminator 2, T-1000 again,
It's pretty dumb.
barely says anything.
Yeah. He's still pretty dumb. Couldn't kill a kid.
It's true, but there was a lower model Terminator there to stop him.
That's terrible.
He would have killed the kid if
The
there was
prior
not the
model
other one.
was able to defeat the 1000.
How?
Does that mean that there's been 1 to 999 Terminators? Because I want to know what T157 is like. And in fact, what's T1? What's
T1
the first?
is Skynet, right?
Okay.
I think T1 is just straight up Skynet.
What's T2?
T2 is a
It's
shop
a
that
store that sells tea.
tea.
Alright, what's T3?
T
T cubed, if you will.
cubed. I don't think they've got those.
Then why are they just jumping to like 100?
Because 100 and 1,000 sounds better than.
But they're not even jumped to 100.
But no, there are
Arnold is
multiples.
T800.
Yeah, that's a good point.
That's
So
the
I
model number.
I think, right, if we go with Salvation, I know it's a dark place to go,
Yeah.
but
Look at you.
but in Salvation there are like tons of different types of Terminators, right? So I think
Oh yeah, what numbers are the big metal worms?
I think those are like the T1s to 99s,
Okay, big metal
Right.
worms.
right? All
The
the
big metal worm phase, if you will.
all the ones that don't look human-esque, they're 1 to 99.
But they're more effective than the ones that look human-esque.
Yes.
A skin worm is more... not a skin worm. A giant metal worm
Yeah.
is more effective than a dude who looks like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, but giant metal worm can't go through time.
Wrap it in skin.
Yuck. I know that's what they did with the Terminator, but
Did they? Didn't they make artificial... I don't know how they did it.
he's got skin. He's got
Did
actual
they skin a human for that?
They couldn't have. There are multiple ones that look like him.
But they would have had to. Like
I mean, they kill a lot of people, hey, they probably could.
How did they make it look like Arnold Schwarzenegger? Because the skull of the T-800 doesn't look like Arnold's head. And if the skin is just on the surface, then it should look like the T-800, but with skin. Like, I know why, there's an in-canon explanation for why they all designed them to look like that, and why they all look like Arnold Schwarzenegger, because in that universe, Arnold Schwarzenegger is a character called, like, I think it's John something.
Yeah.
There's some, like, American general who looks like Arnold Schwarzenegger,
Yeah.
so they made them all look like that for some reason.
As he would.
But I still don't get how they all look like that, because...
My real question is, why does he have an Austrian accent?
it's the future.
Oh, of course.
They all have accent. They
the-
all have dumb accents in the future.
You must defeat the humans.
John Connor as a 10-year-old boy is like, yeah, I'm totally all-American, and then by like 20...
Do you want to do that again in an American accent?
No, I can't do that. Bless you.
Thought I was going to sneeze again, but it didn't.
I'm an all-American boy, I'm John Connor! And then...
I'm an all-American boy. My name is John Connor.
And then 2015 comes along,
And he just...
and he's...
I am John Connor.
At like midnight, it's like,
I'm an all...
American boy, my name is John Connor. We must defeat the Terminators.
Wait, was Christian Bale John Connor? Who was he?
I think he was either John Connor or Carl Reese. Because they're the only two people in the Resistance, it seems.
Yeah.
I
Who
think he
was
was-
the other guy in that movie?
Carl Reese.
No, the other actor.
Carl Reese.
Oh, duh.
I don't know. I didn't watch it. It looked terrible. Helena Bonham Carter played Skynet. I'll Google it. Actually, no, I won't. I'll ask Siri.
I'm here.
Who played John Connor in Terminator Salvation?
Terminator Salvation features Christian Bale, Sam Worthington and others.
Sam Worthington, I think, was John Connor.
Well, let's check.
What happened to Sam Worthington?
He realised he was made of bees and he ran away.
Fair enough. Okay, so here's the truth though, listeners. Don't buy Dyson vacuum cleaners.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah. Okay. So, you guys remember Terminator 2, right?
Mm.
Do you remember who made
Christian Bale's John Connor and Sam Worthington is Marcus Wright? A human Terminator hybrid experiment. Worthington compared Marcus to Dorothy Gale and Alice due to being this person waking up in another world who then tries to find himself. Where the fuck is... Anton Yelchin as Carl Reese, a teenage refugee and admirer of John Connor in the Resistance.
I miss Anton.
Who's he?
I believe he was in Star Trek.
Oh yeah, he was in Star Trek and Star Trek Into Darkness.
Yeah,
and then Star Trek Beyond. Did he?
Yeah, he died.
He did.
It was sad. Sad day.
Sad dude.
So, do you remember the guy that created Skynet, what his name was?
No.
It was Dyson.
Was it?
Yes.
Did we go to school with a guy called that?
We did.
We shouldn't dox him. I'll bleep his last name. Actually, it doesn't matter, because people are going to know now. I'm sorry, man. I'll bleep out the
whole bit.
I'll bleep out the bit where I say we went to high school with a kid.
Anyway,
Dyson.
Dyson was... I believe it was Dyson.
I'll Google it.
Actually,
I'll ask Siri.
In my head, it's or Thomas, but it's definitely Dyson.
Oh. Don't speak while I'm asking Siri.
I'm sorry.
Who made Skynet?
James Cameron created Skynet.
Not James Cameron, you fool.
In Terminator, who made Skynet?
Sorry, I can't sit.
In Terminator, who... No.
Anyway.
In Terminator, who made Skynet?
Sorry, I couldn't find you.
Ah, you let me down, Siri.
The point being, Dyson, right? Works with machines.
Made Skynet. James Cameron. Who is Skynet? No. Skynet. Terminator Wiki. Let's see if this has an answer. Skynet or Titan is a highly advanced... Blah, 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 blah,
What's it called? Titan?
I don't fucking know. Overview. Skynet is the world's first automated defense network made by Cyberdyne Systems. And Cyberdyne Systems, the guys that made the RoboCop.
Is it?
I think it is. I'm just going to search the cast for D2.
Honestly, it would be easier to ask my brother. He's seen that movie 1,000 times. But anyway, so Dyson works with machines. Starts off making vacuum cleaners, right? Then, after the vacuum cleaners have quite a bit of success, you know, Dyson's a very well-known brand around the world.
Yeah.
He starts to upgrade. He starts to work on things like Roombas and stuff. You know, robot vacuum cleaners. Then he's like, you know what? We need to program these vacuum cleaners to be, you know, a little smarter, know what they're picking up, know to avoid certain things, you know? So then
First of all, his name isn't it's Miles Bennett. Miles Bennett Dyson.
Dyson. I'm sorry.
Now
I knew it was Dyson.
Cyberdyne Systems. That's share... No, it's not a real company. It doesn't have shares. It doesn't say.
Anyway. So,
No, Cyberdyne doesn't make RoboCops. RoboCops are made by a different company. I remember now. I can't remember the name, but I know they're not the same.
So, we get Roombas, right?
Mm.
Dyson Roombas. And they're like super smart vacuum cleaners that go around and they're like, oh, there's something in the way. We could have skipped that. And then eventually he's like, you know what? I think we could make these better. What if we upgrade them into actual like butlery type robots? You know, same kind of function as Roombas, but can do other things as well.
Mm.
You know, we get our first androids, and then gradually we get to where we are in Terminator.
Alright, cool.
Quite a bit late, but, you know, later than in Terminator.
Well, to conquest them, then I'd use the T... whatever it is from the from Genesis. No, I'd use Arnold Schwarzenegger, T-800 in Genesis, who at the end of the film gets, like, I think it's liquid metal powers,
Of course.
and I just use him because he always wins.
He does always... Well, no, he lost in the first one.
Yeah, but he always wins after that. It's not that one. That one died.
That's true.
There's a new one.
What a weird... How easy is it to hack a Terminator?
Apparently very.
Right?
The Resistance, who live in fucking caves and eat rats, can do it. I assume, and by the looks of things in T2, it's not that hard. Once you, like, knock one over, you can just kind of peel off the scalp and dig in.
You just scalp it, you take it off, and you take out one card.
I would like to point out that I, honest to God, think that putting the CPU for those things in the head is the stupidest possible decision.
Well, basing it on peeps.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean you have to follow human biology.
Where is it in the worm?
It doesn't... I assume the worm has it in their head. Skynet are idiots. You could have put that thing in the chest and surrounded it with lead.
Why didn't they make them dogs?
I assume there was a dog one.
Is there?
There's been fucking 1,000.
But again, I think there's only been 1 to 99, and then they started labeling them 100, 200, 300 onwards.
Then I'm sure there's been one. There's been 1 to 99.
That's true. We get a tiger one.
We get a spider one.
Spider's a good one.
Yeah, like a big, like even if a small one, like a big metal spider or a giant or a tiny little spider.
Spider's super inconspicuous, right? Get a tiny little thing, it's like the fly on the wall.
You smash a spider, you're not telling if that spider's made of metal or not.
Mm.
You're just like, spider.
You squish
Spider's
it.
like, man.
So the spider comes down. That's like the perfect little assassin robot, right? Just pump it with venom.
Alright, who would you have Terminator kill?
Ooh.
You can't pick someone you know, you gotta pick someone famous.
Yeah, I was going to.
Because, like, that's the rule. Like, no one's gonna know if you're like, I hate Larry down the fucking milk bar. Fuck you, Larry. I'm gonna send a Terminator after you.
What did Larry do?
What didn't Larry do? He pissed in my milkshake.
Of course. Classic Larry. That's a classic Larry prank.
Yeah. Fucking Larry.
Maybe he's a T-1000.
You know what? Actually, I'm gonna go after Larry. Fuck it. Fuck you, Larry. Pissed in my milkshake.
That's why you need the T-1000 to prank him good.
You can only send a T-800.
Oh, okay. Well, do we have to kill? Because
What do you wanna do?
I like the idea of bringing in something like a T-800, going into like some government and being like, stop being stupid, and when everyone tries to kill the T-800, it's just like, it's not gonna work. I'm not leaving until you stop being stupid. I will shoot you.
I don't think that's how government works.
I mean, if someone's at risk, say the president's at risk or the prime
I
minister's
doubt
at
that
risk.
a T-800 just standing around.
Are they waterproof?
Yes. It's not shown they're not.
How much pressure do you think they could handle? Like if I sent one down into the depths of the ocean, do you think
here we fucking go.
Do you think they could discover some rad stuff?
I reckon they'd disintegrate. They'd be crushed like a tin can.
Well, yeah. That's what I was thinking.
A liquid
How far
metal
down
one-
do you think they could go? Liquid metal can't be crushed, but it
Where's
probably
the
just
fucking
gets stuck
CPU in
there.
the liquid metal Terminator? How do you make liquid metal?
Well, mercury
Alright.
is a liquid metal.
Yes. So they're made of mercury.
No, because then touching one would
Exactly.
be death anyway. Although, perfect Terminator.
If I had to send Terminator in time to kill someone, I'd send it forward in time to see who the next Hitler is, then back in time to kill that Hitler.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
Because there's gonna be another one. There's gonna be another person who's like...
What if it gets there and it's you?
Oh,
You're
I guess-
the next Hitler.
I think that's a bit harsh. I don't have the power to do that. What am I gonna do? How am I gonna be... If it is me, then I guess I reprogram it to not kill. No, I'd still kill me. It's better to die than to be a monster. It's better to die full stop. In fact, you know what? I'm just gonna send it back in time to kill me.
I'd send it back in time to kill Walt Disney.
Why?
Because I'd like to see what the future would be like, now would be like with no Disney.
If you don't like the decision made by the Terminator and you don't like the future, can you send it back in time to kill itself? How does time work in Terminator?
It's cyclical.
What do you mean cyclical?
It always tends to repeat. So you send it back in time, that was always meant to happen.
Except it wasn't.
Yeah, I know, which is why it's weird. But like John Connor always survives. There's always the uprising. Like it's
Except it's just straight up not, dude. Like in Terminator Genesis, John Connor is the bad guy and is dead.
Yeah, but that movie was sucky. And if we forget just that one...
Also in Terminator...
Why was he the bad guy?
Because he got turned into a Terminator.
In the future?
Yeah, and then he went back in time.
Right.
How did he get back in time?
Sarah Connor was working with the Terminator from the start. He raised her.
How did he get back in time?
Why did this movie happen?
Does he contain a biological component?
That's what I was going to say about the T-1000, is he's just liquid metal. How did he get sent back in time? I know he can look human, but he can't grow skin, can he?
Can he?
Can he? I don't know!
What are the rules for Terminators?
Oh man, it's too weird. Like, okay. So they need organic material to travel back in time to cover up their robot bits.
That raises some questions. Was nothing Kyle Reese was wearing in the future made of cotton?
No, the future doesn't have cotton.
Oh, okay.
It's all polyester.
But I swear that jacket was not polyester.
Nah, it's just polyester. It's straight up plastic.
Okay.
Wearing a leather jacket.
Would your hair count? Hair's organic. I
Yeah,
was about to say, would your hair count? Hair count.
but wearing a leather jacket.
If you wore all leather, you could go back in time.
Yes.
Because it's all organic material.
Is that what the T-1000 did? Just chucked on a bunch of... Like, it chucked on a gimp suit. And then when he got
He
it,
would have had to!
get back in time, he just takes off the gimp suit.
He eats it. He uses it for power.
As you would.
Yeah. How do the Terminators power themselves?
They're a neural net processor.
What does that mean?
Nothing. That's just what the Terminator says.
That doesn't... Terminators are
I
annoying.
think he says I'm a neural net processor, a thinking machine.
That doesn't answer how he powers himself. Does he have to recharge like a Nokia? Does he have to recharge like a phone?
Yeah. No.
Is he solar powered?
He must be, right? Like if we go with Genesis,
Yeah.
he lives on Earth and raises Sarah Connor into adulthood. And the only thing that happens to him is his skin gets old.
Further
because it's real
questions.
skin.
Who sent that Terminator back?
John Connor.
Did he?
That's what they said.
Did they?
Yeah, they said that he sent the Terminator back to protect John Connor in number 2, but sent him too far back, and instead...
No, they don't, because at the end of the film, the big looming question they have is who sent you back and then programmed you to forget that they sent you back.
Was it?
Yeah.
Why did this film happen?
I don't know Terminators. This has been less about how we use them and what are they?
Well, we know how we'd use them. We'd use them as Santa Claus and a handy-dandy tall man that looks like Tim Allen.
Exactly. I don't know.
Why? Why did they make more?
Why did
Why
they make
did
bad
Arnold
ones?
make more?
Because he wanted money.
Do another Expendables.
Oh yeah, they're money-making machines. Well, I mean, on that note, I've been Skynet.
I've been Miles, Clarkson, James, Doohickey, Dyson.
I don't think that was right.
Pretty sure that was in the credits, right?
Whatever. I mean, I still don't think Terminators. Okay, if you 1000 made a little
To contact Phoenix and Ben, email them at fromahatpodcast@gmail.com or go to our Facebook or Twitter. Links are in the description.